welcome to the show, my man.
Yep. I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Rob, man. I appreciate you having me. Now, let me tell you, before we get this started, I want to say thank you for having me on your show. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? What you're doing with financial literacy and educating people on how finance works and all that stuff is to be applauded, man. You know what I'm saying? It is to be applauded.
Thank you, man. I am humble. I'm really humbled to have you here because you are a man of many trades, and I definitely appreciate your grind and your hustle, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, somebody got to do it. If they gonna got money out here to get, somebody might as well get it.
I'm
Shit,
telling you.
you doing it. Why can't I?
Yes. So I want to tell the folks, first of all, this man is author. He's one of the first authors that I've met, with multiple books. Can you tell us a little bit about your books, man?
Okay, yeah. Matter of fact, I have them right here, where you can get them on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books a Million, and this book is in Walmart. Okay, so this book right here, The Grand Scheme of Life, Obama's Journey. So this book right here by me, Diya Shakoor. Diya Shakoor.
I love it.
So this book right here is about a single mom and her two adult sons. It's a urban fiction story, right? Everybody loves this story because it's so relatable. Like they can, it feels like real life to them. That's why we're doing a movie for this book because like everybody reads it and they're like, man, it feels like everyday life. They love it, right?
Right.
Now, it's one of my favorite reads as well. And I have had people that haven't read since high school read this book in two and a half days. It was like I couldn't put it down. I just wanted to know what was going on with the mom. The mom
Yeah.
had secrets that was breaking up the family, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Now I've been delving more into psychological thrillers and stuff like that. So this book right here, Betrayal of the Black Bastard by me on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books a Million. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you can buy books.
I love it.
Yeah, gotta get it in there. Gotta do the plugs, right? You can buy it on my
I got you.
website too. You know,
I
gotta plug
got
it
you.
in.
I got you. You already know.
Well, I'm on a financial show, so this is how you get money. You gotta put in
Absolutely.
the work. So
Absolutely.
this book right here is about a 9-year-old black boy that was abducted into human trafficking. Right? He's an adult billionaire that he's an adult billionaire that's telling his story in therapy. Now the things that he did while he was trafficked are coming back to haunt him. Like it's a psychological thriller. Everybody loves how the story ends, but they hate how he got trafficked. You know what I'm saying? I touch on a little bit of everything in this joint. PTSD, postpartum depression. Like it's a psychological thriller. Everybody loves this book. Right now, everybody loves it. So I have a book. I'm waiting on my hard copies to come in now. My third book just released. It's called As I Stand Corrected. That book is about reverse gentrification. So to touch in on what you're doing, right? So it's about reverse gentrification. Like we all say we want money. We want to do this with money. If we had money, we'd do this. So the book is about black folks running the world having everything, but I tell a story from two teenagers' aspects, right? I tell the story of how these black folks had the money, but they squandered the opportunity because they didn't know what to do with the wealth.
Man, I love it. I love the way that you come up with the scheme of your stories. Let me ask you, so how did your background play a role in how you write your books?
Well, I'm a lifelong writer. I wrote poetry in school. You know what I'm saying? I did music for a long time. I see you did music too.
Yes,
But
sir.
I did music for a long time, a lot of writing songs and stuff like that. Then I sat down one day with the first book. There were some things, some kind of depictions from back when I was younger, like stuff that I sang all the time. So I said,
Right.
man, let me write about this. Let me share some of the stuff that I sang growing up, whatever the case may be, right?
Right.
But my second book, let me tell you what motivated me to write this book, Betrayal of the Black Bastard. What motivated me to write this book is I was on the way out to Massanutten Ski Resort, and I stopped at Walmart. And when I stopped at that Walmart, I looked at I went to use the bathroom. I came out and I looked at the wall, and it was all those missing kids that never come home. So when I got in the car, I said, man, I just looked at this. I'm gonna write a story about a kid that made it back, and that's what I did. I sat down. I said, I'm gonna write a story, and then the things he went through and how it affected him. But he's gonna be rich, and he's gonna tell his story of everything he had to go through to get rich.
Man, that's super dope, bro.
I mean, the book about reverse gentrification. I mean, I sit around growing up in the hood. we always wanted to know what it would feel like to have money. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah,
Have this
absolutely.
amount of money, what we would do with wealth and stuff like that. So I wrote a book. I see people that have money all the time. Look at the NBA players, NFL players, even some of us average Joes is making it, right?
Right.
We get money, but we squander it away because we don't know what to do with it. So I was like, I'm going to tell a story of someone that actually has the money, you know what I'm saying, but didn't know
Right.
what to do with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
it's like a Freaky Friday kind of thing because it's a rich white kid and a poor black kid, and they swap roles. It's scenarios in life. Like
I love it.
I told that story, man.
Yeah, I love it. So let me ask you, I know a lot of people want to get into, kind of telling their story, starting books. How do you approach writing a book? And then what would be some tips that you would have for the user, for the listeners out there to getting ready to start? Because before I launched my book, I went to you. I'm like, hey, give me the plug. How do I plug in? Where do I start?
Yep.
And my book's doing great, and it is because of you. And I know there's more to it, but I just want to know like your approach of starting to write a book and then plugging it in once you get finished with the book, and how to market and things of that nature.
Well, I can tell you, you hop on it quick. Like we met one day, you was like, well, I just need to know what I have to do. I was like, look, go on this site right here, go on this site right here, the formatting this stuff. Next time I sing you,
Hey, take a picture with me with my book.
Yeah, take a picture with my book. I was
Yeah.
like, dang, all right.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, right, there are millions of people selling books. So you have to know your audience. You have to target your audience, right? So I know that my books are urban fiction. A lot of black folks relate to my books, but I also have fan bases outside of that. They want to know what I'm talking about, hence psychological thrillers and stuff of that nature. I want books back in our hand, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because right now, people not reading no more. That's why we're getting left behind. People not reading.
Yeah.
Right? So as far as marketing, that's why I'm out here in the streets so much. And you just can't, you can count on the internet for sales and everything like that, but I'm always marketing.
No, I get
In
it.
marketing, please buy my books. I wear these shirts everywhere. You know what I'm saying? They're like, what books you selling? What books you writing? You know what I'm saying? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I break it down, give them a business card. Oh, I'm gonna check you out. I give them my card, they go look on my social media, they're like, oh, he really doing something. Next thing you know, they in my LinkedIn, clicking links, buying books. They see me shaking hands and kissing babies with everybody. They're like, oh, he must be really doing something. You know what I'm saying? So it's that the online thing, be persistent and consistent in posting positive messaging and what you're doing, show that people are interested in what you're doing. That is a plus. It's a plus and a must, right? You don't have to post every day. Like I'm one of those people that social media is cool, but it's not everything, right?
It's not everything. It's just a tool.
It's just a tool. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
tool. You can have 1 million followers and be living in your mother's basement.
Yeah, that's real.
And 1 million followers, 2 million followers, be living in your mother's basement and not selling one book.
Yeah, and I think I really focus in on that approach of social media, because I think it is important to understand that social media is a tool. So there is times that I really do have to step back and I do a lot less scrolling and more interaction.
Yep.
Just because it's a social platform, and what you do in social, you got to talk to people, you got to let people talk to you, you start conversations, but
Yep.
don't get so drowned into followers and likes that you forget that it is just social media is just a tool.
People forget that it's an imaginary world. People out here getting hurt, beat up, stabbed up, shot up over an imaginary world. Like all these people that's on here looking rich, they really not. A lot of these people are less than 1% of these people on here are rich, really doing something. People that's really out here trying to get out there don't have time to be on social media all day.
Right.
So who are you really trying to impress? I say this all the time. If you're a lot of people look, they liking my stuff or whatever case may be, don't like it, buy it. Support me or share it at least. If you're going to help me out, share it.
Yeah, I love that part.
Yeah, share it. If you're not sharing it, what are you doing?
Like, yeah, like what are we really doing here? And
yeah.
I definitely want to shout out my supporters, man. I feel like they had my back since day one.
Yep.
They've either bought something for me, shared, dropped a comment, dropped a like. And I really appreciate that. And of course, I reciprocate all of the energy. Like any business, owners that I'm locked in with. I will like it, I will share it, I will buy it,
Right.
just because I know that's how the business is. So let me ask you though,
Mhm.
being I just think that you have people who work hard and then you have certified grinders. What is your passion behind why you grind so hard?
Well, okay, so I have multiple reasons, right? Okay, so I have multiple reasons. One, I like interacting with people.
Mm,
That's why you always see me at advanced festivals. Every time you see me posting, I'm doing pop-ups, whether it's a big festival, pop-up, gala, where we met at the Veterans Voice event. I'm
yeah,
doing all this stuff. And look where we at right now.
I
You
love
never,
it.
you never know who you're gonna meet, right? I've
Network is key.
networking is the key. I've met TV network owners. I've met mayors, politicians, all this stuff. Just being in the right place at the right time, shaking hands, and being myself. You know what I'm saying? So there's definitely a difference between hustling hard, grinding, and getting after it. So my motivation for getting after it is that I can't tell my sons no.
Mm,
We're at the point right now. It's like we're at a point right now. I was told no a lot. I can tell them no when it comes to discipline and stuff like that. But when I know they working hard and they want something, I'm like, and I know they deserve it. I can't look them in the eye and say, "Hey, man, I can't do this for you." You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
then
that's
now,
real.
and that's real. And I want a legacy left for them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you can't leave your kids apartment in bills. I want them left with something. I want something that's going to keep coming after I'm dead and gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real. So I'm taking notes, and I think that might be a nugget right there. So, I want to get to a point where I only tell my kids no off principle. Like,
That's
I don't
right.
want to say no because I can't. I want
Yep.
to say no because it's the principle of why I'm saying no, not because we have a limit,
Hey,
right?
listen, and you got a tribe over there, so it's gonna be hard for you to say no.
Man, I
we need to hurry. We need to hurry and get you to be a millionaire.
now I am sprinting 110 miles an hour.
Yeah, for real. You working?
But I love everything that I do. I think that the passion behind what I do, and the passion for supporting people is what allows me to continue to grind. Like, I'll go to sleep and wake up thinking about who's the next person I can help, who's the
That's
next
right.
life I can change.
That's another thing as well. I like when people see me, they be like, "Oh yeah, you the guy that wrote that book," and stuff like that. It's like, and it makes me feel good because people they actually buy my books. They're like, "Well, I'm not a big reader, but I will check it out." So they're already creating a healthy habit. That's another thing I like to see, especially in our community. We need to get back to creating healthy habits. We don't have healthy habits in our community. Working out, eating right, you know what I'm saying, reading, stuff like that, journaling, therapy. We don't have a financial literacy. We don't have these healthy habits in our community. So when someone that doesn't read come to me and say, "Man, I read your book and I liked it," or they send me a comment like, "Dude, that was a good book," and they told me they weren't a reader when they bought it, I'm accomplishing something in our community.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, so it's like those things right there, those that one person made me just want to keep going because I know I can inspire more and more people to get their face inside of a book.
So I think you said something that was really key. And I've noticed behind, and again, I call them one percenters. That's just people who just put their head down, they hustle, they got, a lot of things going on. And then from dusk to dawn, I mean, I highly doubt that you watch TV. I mean, we can't have a conversation about a Netflix show because I mean,
I don't have that
uh,
kind of time.
I just don't. And I had that conversation with somebody the other day. Hey, did you see the? And I'm like, I have not even seen a
Oh,
TV show in months. But I want to ask you though, how much does being physically fit? Because the most people that I notice that can grind like this are physically fit. They don't drink a lot. How much does that play a part in the ability to be able to just go hard all the time?
well, okay, so this is the thing right here, right? So I'm retired military, right? So it's already kind of ingrained in me, but your life changes, right?
Mm,
So um lazy translates. If you like working out is a healthy habit. Lazy translates. You want people to just sit around, eat, and everything like that. People that just sit around eating, lounging down all day, they sitting around eating, drinking, sitting around, they lazy at work. You know what I'm saying? They lazy with their habits. They lazy in the bed. You know what I'm saying? Like they
right.
lazy when it comes to getting up and actually getting after things, right? These habits translate. So working out, not only do you have more energy to work out, but you know you have to get up and go. This is, you know what I'm saying? People don't understand. Um, Physically working out is like a life or death thing. And people just like, oh, I
Right.
ain't worried about it. You know what I'm saying? Eating habits and physical fitness are real deal things. Like if you can dedicate 30 minutes to an hour of your life to work out, right? You automatically feel better, like you do.
Start
And
off your day feeling better.
you start your day off feeling better, right? Every day. People be calling me at certain times out the day. They're like, well, I called you this time. I said, well, you know what I'm doing at this time.
Right.
Why aren't you doing it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Find some time, 24 hours in a day. Our workout is 4% of your day.
That's it.
If you can't dedicate 4% of your day to a healthy habit like that, 2% if you do 30 minutes, and that's all you really need to do. You can't dedicate 2% of your day to a healthy habit like that. You won't push and give 1,000% to anything else. You won't. And you're going to continue to make poor decisions. You're not going to read. And people used to this. It's going to sound crazy, right? But when I first started selling books, and I'll be out at events and stuff like that, I used to look at certain people, and then I took a tab of people's body shapes and who bought the books. And I came to a conclusion after like 5 or 6 events. I was like, fat people don't read.
Yeah.
It's
It's part of the habit.
part of their habit.
And
It's
that's
like
not
they
even
like,
trying
no,
to be offensive or anything, but
it's not. I mean, but I was like, dang. But then there was sporadic ones that come over. They're like, well, yeah, I like to read, blah blah blah. For the most part, they were walking around with snacks in their hand, just out there breathing heavy, walking by. Like, okay, cool. You're not interested. At least I got shot glasses and wine glasses. You look like you do that. You know what I'm saying? So, try to market something, but I know this is not a universal thing, but I'm just saying, in my experience being out here, it's like they was like, no, I don't have the time for that. They're the
Right.
ones I don't have time to. There's skinny people out here don't read either,
All right, that's true.
but
That's very
they,
true.
but
Yeah,
they,
it's like not the stereotype,
no,
but
yeah, yeah,
yeah, at the end of the day, right? Sometimes, like I say, when I meet successful people and I look at successful people, and not to say that they have any type of body shape, but definitely they are physically fit minded, and that's
yes.
what I've always noticed. So let me ask you about your circle, the people you keep around you in your circle. How much has that impact your business and your life?
Well, okay, so this is the thing right here, right? You have to surround yourself with like-minded people, right? Okay, so that's even in my dating life. Dating is difficult because um dating is very, very difficult. I can't date a woman that just works a 9 to 5 because once she get off at 5 o'clock, she just wants me to lay up under her, and I'm not set up to work that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you have to have like-minded people around you, people that you can talk to about business, stuff like that, growth and everything like that. The more and more you move, the smaller your circle gets.
Mm.
It is what it is. People, that's why the bus got 40 seats and the Bugatti got 2. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Yeah, for real. Like
That's
I mean,
real.
you want to take your day ones with you, but everybody not meant for your ride.
Yeah,
Everybody's not meant to walk. They not meant to walk your path, right? They really not. And then a lot of guys don't have a growth mindset, so they have peaked their life already.
Oh, that's good.
They have peaked their life.
That's
So it's
good.
like you can't surround yourself with people who have peaked their life. And that was really, really, I try to stay away from those people. Hi, bye, how you doing? All right, man, I'm glad you're doing good. Or people, the complaining people, I can't
Mm-hmm.
steal people.
Yep.
Can't stay away from those. So my circle has been supportive, very, very supportive. Very, very supportive. They're like, hey man, when's the next book coming out? Or like before I release books, there are people I send these books to.
Mm.
And they tell me, they're like, well, I didn't like this part. I didn't like this part. Can you do this right here? Blah, blah, blah. My support system, people that's gonna keep it 100 with me, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Who, Zawina, my homegirl. And it was crazy. My partner face was crazy. Is it is mostly female. Like
Mm.
dudes be like, oh well, blah blah blah, this, and you be surprised. I'm like, damn. I said it to my male partners, like, well, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. Where the females like, get right back to you, like, no, I didn't like this part. I didn't like this part right here. Send it back to you with the shit with the red ink.
Right, right. Actively engaged.
Actively engaged. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but your circle changes. It does. Everybody's not meant for the ride.
No, I
Sure.
think that's real. That's
Yep.
real. So let me ask you though, like
Yes, man. No yes, man.
yeah,
No yes, man. You won't make it nowhere with yes, man.
that's why I say anybody that's a yes man and anybody who believes in idle time that we can't rock.
Yep.
If you got time to watch TV, you want to talk about the game. We ain't got time. I mean, we can go to the game because I can meet people there. I can network. We can do things like that. If you want to sit at the house with a beer, man, I can't rock with you.
Every last year I went to last year I think I went to like 4 or 5 Commanders games last year. At every game I went to, I left with a new phone number in my networking, talking to people, blah blah blah. Hey, yeah, man, blah blah blah. This is what I do. I write books, blah blah blah. Oh, this is what I do. This is what I do. This is what I do. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it's about. Expanding your network.
Yep. And I don't know how to shut that off. I don't. Everywhere I go.
And that's a good habit. It's a good habit to build, you know? And I think that a lot of that comes from personality. And part of that is habit. And you have used your personality to build good habits with it. And now it just completely locks you in. But one of the things I want to know though, I mean, you have 3 books, you have an outstanding personality, outstanding voice. When are the audiobooks going to come?
Okay, so the issue with the audiobooks, I have tried again, sitting down and actually doing it. That's my thing. I've tried to hire readers for it. Like I have, and then they would read it, they mispronouncing words, and they're not reading it, they're reading it all off cadence. I'm like,
it just ain't hit like you want to.
No, it didn't. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, and then now my first book is about to be a movie. So it's like the audiobooks are coming. Yes, I just have to sit down and do it. I have to sit down and do it, but I'm working during the week, my job, and even still then, like before I got on tonight, I had to drop some books off, and I was at a poetry night, and they're talking, networking, stuff like that. Like, hey, how y'all doing? You know, meeting good people.
Right.
So then I come here, I do this, and as soon as I get over here, I gotta put my podcast out for tonight. I'm finished editing, put my podcast out for tonight. I mean, it's going to come out tomorrow. And I gave y'all a shout out on there too.
I appreciate that.
I talk about the TED Talk, and I talked about y'all podcast on there.
I love it. I appreciate it. That TED Talk coming soon, man. Be ready.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would come to it, but I have to admit, April 1st, I'm gonna be at the Black Business, the Black Small Business event at the sports complex next to the stadium.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah. I don't know how long that event is. If it lasts, I think we're supposed to be going to about 3 or 4. I plan on setting up my podcast out there too. But if it's still going on, I'll hit you up and we'll link, man, because we'll be close enough.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So let me ask you, man, and kind of transitioning to really kind of close out the Greatness Academy this episode. And I really appreciate you. I love to always ask my guests, what is the biggest or largest single one-time purchase that you've made, and how did that make you feel when it happened?
Okay, now this is I'm story time with me. I do these on my podcast all the time. Story time with me. So the biggest one-time purchase I've made, one-time purchase. I didn't pay all of it, but I put a lot of money down.
Yeah, I also want to hear.
Okay, so I fumbled the bag on this one. So the car was $16,000.
Yeah.
I put $11,000 down. Right?
Right.
Didn't have that much money. I didn't have that much left to pay on it. $5,000. That's all I had left to pay on.
Right.
Right? That's the biggest lump I did put down on something ever. Because with property, VA loans, you can get.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it is what it is, right? So I did that, and literally I did that in 05. I did that in 05. It was in April 05. I did it in April 05, right? I went and deployed, came back again, right? So I got back in 06. By the beginning of 07, that car got repoed.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
I deployed and I stopped paying on it. The only reason they didn't take it while I was gone because I had it in storage. They couldn't find it.
Right. That man paid 67% of the price. And then was like, you know what? I gave y'all enough. This thing appreciated already. We should be good.
We should be good. I just stopped paying on it, man. I just stopped paying on it. I was like, man, instead of setting up the allotment and just closing it on out.
Yeah, you like, man, whatever.
I
ain't
paid
even using it.
Man, listen. So yeah, that one right there. Now, I've made other big investments and stuff like that, but the most at one time was that one. And yeah, and the car got repo. I had put, and it was messed up. I knew I wasn't paying on it. I put 22-inch rims on it and everything, man.
You was out there doing it, hustling backwards though.
Hustling backwards. I was out there doing it. I was like, damn, you know what I could have done with that money?
Yeah. And I think that, oh man, that's the biggest thing, right? So I really want to close out with, you know, a lot of times we make these big purchases. And when I tell my clients is you have to understand your likes and your loves. Your loves are the things that, you know, that's always on your mind. You can't live without. We talk about, you know, again, cars, houses, one-time trips. These are some of the things that people just love. Like my wife, she could not too much care about car or really a house. Like the house would be amazing, but if she could take a, you know, once in a lifetime trip, that is something that she loves. So that's something that I would say when you drop cash on something like that, like it's memories that you can't take back from it. Yep. And you know, when you understand your likes versus your loves, then it makes purchasing easy, and it definitely makes no easy because now you have a purpose behind your purchase.
Well, listen, I love the benefits of having that car because my tailgating levels was at an all-time high. You understand me? I love it.
Trust me. My first car was a 1989 GT 5.0 candy apple red Mustang. So I understand, sir.
Yeah.
I understand. And that was
Yeah.
I told my wife, hey, I'm about to go buy that to see if it still do the same thing. If it still got the same juice behind it. She's like, boy, if you don't sit down and hop in that Ford Fusion and ride out.
Take your tail to work.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Hey, man, thank you for joining me today, man. I really, really, really appreciate it. We got to do this again. Hopefully you have room on your podcast for me. Definitely. Hey, give us the titles of your books again, and then where can we find them?
Hey, listen, there's definitely room for you on there. I need to go ahead and bring you on. I'm telling you, it's gonna be funny though.
Oh yeah.
The topics of my shows is definitely not the finances and stuff. It's gonna be
it ain't this, right?
It ain't this. Y'all learning some over here, but y'all gonna learn some over there too. Because I talk about funny fit tips and this destination traveling. I talk about stuff like that, community events, Black Businesses Breed of the Week. But then we have story time with me.
I love it.
It gets my co-host balances me out for sure.
I love it. I love it. Hey man, so on this show we always say winners win, and we win when you win. And thank you because we know you're a winner, man. Thank you for joining us, brother.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at the author Diya Shakoor. You can follow me on Facebook, author Diya Shakoor, Twitter, The Writing Bama. That's right.
I love
The
it.
Writing Bama, Clubhouse, author D Shakoor, fan base, author D Shakoor. You know what I'm saying? And y'all make sure y'all support Betrayal the Black Bastard, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. Grand Scheme of Life, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. As I stand corrected, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. And April 1st, Masters is coming. Masters. That's about a black superhero that got his superpowers while he was getting lynched. That was Masters.
Man, you got it locked in, my brother. You got it locked in. Hey, thank you, and I hope you join us again. I really appreciate the energy, and I love you, man.
All right, man, love you too, man. And I appreciate you having me on again. I love what you're doing over there. I love the family, how you showing that black love. That black love. He's like, man, we're gonna build and we're gonna help the other people in this community understand what black love can really do. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. I don't set the standard, I am the standard.
There we go.
All right.
Military talk.
And we out. Boom.
Yes.